Hello, Cruising World. Mick the Suit Guy with you. It's Monday. Monday is Tips Day. Now, today, I'm going to give you some tips from moi. That's me in French. Did you know I'm bilingual? I can speak fairly good French. Je m'appelle Michel. Comment allez-vous? I can speak a little bit German. Ich spreche sehr gut der Deutsch. Not really. Because I said I speak very good German. Not very good. Not very good. Ich bin ein Ausländer. Lyrics from Rammstein is pretty much what I do. Because in school, we had to learn German and French as second languages. And I did okay. I didn't learn Spanish. All I know in Spanish is dos cervezas por favor. That is it. Cinco is 5, I think. Not very good with Spanish. I left school when I was 15, so I didn't really complete it all. But, you know, I did okay. I could get by in French. French is better than German. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So I got some tips for you today. There is a reason these are on the table. We'll get to that at the end. But first tip I want to give you this week is surrounding knowing what you can and can't do on the ship. And I got one to help you in advance and one to help you in advance. Boom. Think about that for a second, will you? First of all, what you can not bring on the ship. So we just went on a cruise on Carnival Jubilee. Now they have got very, very clever in Galveston on bringing bottles on. So be very aware. Now I'm going to tell you some success stories and some failure stories that happened on that ship. One was mine. One was a friend of mine that was on with us. But I'll tell you some failures too that were not in my group because my group were a little bit cleverer. Don't try and bring a bottle of wine on a cruise ship in Galveston that has liquor in it because they've smartened up to you. So if you go through security, they'll send you over to a desk where they're literally going to shake the bottle. And they can tell by shaking the bottle if it's actually wine or liquor. Don't ask me how. I drink beer. I don't know what happens there. And they will confiscate it from you. So do not do that in Galveston. Don't waste your time. Don't waste the space. You're going to get busted. Just saying. What you can do in Galveston, if you're very smart, is get one of these on. Yeah, I did. I'll tell you what happened. So it was Julie's 50th birthday. And we wanted to celebrate. I splurged like you wouldn't believe. And I got the presidential suite. Yes, I did, ladies and gentlemen. I got the presidential suite. And we had 11 of her closest cruise friends show up and surprise her. And we had this massive balcony and it was on Super Bowl. So I also got a projector and screen. So the plan was we were going to put the projector and screen on the patio because it's a huge patio. Going to use this. We were going to put the Super Bowl on and watch it on the patio. Now, everything worked. We got the feed. We watched it on the patio, except couldn't get this to work for the laptop, which is a bit of a disaster. But anyway, we got there. So, but don't try it. You're going to get them caught most of the time. Another success story is my good friend managed to get some mezcal on board inside a shampoo bowl. Who knew that would still work, especially out of Galveston? They're very strict and very tight. I think it was because they were a bit late getting everything on and they were kind of rushing things through. So I wouldn't recommend doing that all the time. And I certainly would never condone smuggling things on board a ship that's not allowed. I'll never do it again. I felt terrible. Anyway, so there are, and another thing I want to tell you about, if you're going on a cruise, and you may not know this, if you love the comedy club like I do, if you love the piano bar like I kind of do, because I've got a few piano bar players I love, but most of them, I'm not going to lie, I don't love. I haven't been in the piano bar on my last few cruises because there's too much time spent in the comedy club. But on Facebook, there is a Fans of the Punchline Comedy Club page. And there is a Piano Barbarians page too. You can look these up. You can join them. And on both of them, on their featured section, they have an area where you can see what comedians are going to be on what ship, what piano players are going to be on what ship. So you can know in advance if there are certain people on there. Now, I have to add, not every comedian, not every piano bar player lets them know the schedule. Some specifically say, I don't want my name released. I don't really understand why that is, but it is what it is. Like, for example, I was with a comedian last week. I love this comedian. If I knew what ship he was on, I would probably go on that ship just because he's on there. But he does not put his schedule out there. I can't explain it. So they don't always put them up there, but a lot of your favorite comedians, if you love CJ, if you love Doug, there's a lot. There's several I could name off the top of my head that I won't, blah, 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 blah. If you like Lenny, there's a lot of these comedians that do put their schedule out there, and you can know if they're going to be on your ship before you get on. And it might make you go on that cruise. So don't go on these pages and ask who's on the Sunshine next November. There's a featured spotlight. Click on the featured link at the top. Fans of the Punchliner Comedy Club, fans of the Piano Barbarians, go to the featured page and look it up and you'll see it there. So you can see that. So that's a little tip for you. And I got a Virgin tip. Did you know that if you go on a Virgin cruise, they sell what they call placeholders? Now, they're very big on Future Cruise Desk. Do you remember back in the day when Carnival used to have a Future Cruise Desk and the line was down the corridor for it? Why they stopped doing that, I don't know, because they could make a lot of money selling future cruises. I don't know why they stopped it, but whatever, they did. But Virgin, Celebrity, Royal, they have specific future cruise lounges, let alone desks, that you can go into and talk to somebody and book your future cruise on there. Now, Virgin does this thing called a placeholder, where you spend, and I'm going to go over it in a minute, you spend $300. And what that does is, at any time in the next 2 years, right, you can, and I got it here, this is the new one because it got updated. You can book a cruise, get the $300 off, but also get extra on-board credit based on what you were doing. So basically, it used to be better, I'm not going to lie. They changed it for a little bit for the worse. But also, Virgin does great things like blue extras and deep blue extras. When you've only done a few cruises, you get some great benefits. They really are up in their future cruise, getting you come back, loyalty, whatever you want to call it, reward scheme. But if you go on Virgin and buy these placeholders, within 2 years, you put the $300 placeholder in, you get that $300 back because it comes off of the cost of the cruise. And then you will also, on a 4 to 5 night, you will get $150 onboard credit and $150 discount. On a 6 to 8 night, you'll get $200 onboard credit and an extra $200 discount. And then on 9 nights or longer, you'll get $250 onboard credit and an extra $250 discount. That's $500. So, so your $300 deposit is refundable and up to $500 in value depending on the voyage length. And you have to do it for sea terrace or above. You cannot do this on an interior or a sea view. And you can change the date just once. And you can transfer it. You have to sail within 2 years and you can book up to 4 offers per sailor. So, and it's combinable with whatever promotion they have. So if they have a promotion on that's offering $200 onboard credit, $300 onboard credit, this will go on top of that. So, and you can only get these when you're on board on a cruise. So you can't buy them online. So you're on a Virgin cruise and you loved it and you want to come back, make sure you go to the Future Cruise Desk, get one of these. It's called a placeholder. And again, you have to use it within 2 years, sail within 2 years. That is, you can't book it 1 year, 11 months from now and then use it 1 year, 11 months from then. You have to book and sail within 2 years of buying it, which is a very reasonable time. So yeah, I love this. It's pretty awesome. And it kind of makes you come back because if you buy it for $300, you're not going to come back, are you? You're going to throw the money away. But a lot of people don't know that that's there. It's just one of the things that Virgin does that's really good to get you to come back and cruise again. Now, Virgin's prices, they are a little bit more than other cruise lines, or sometimes quite a lot more, especially if you look at the Rockstar cabins. But you got to look at what you get. So, like with the Rockstar cabins, you get open bar. With the cabins below Rockstar, like the Sea Terrace, if you don't know, that's the equivalent of a balcony. So you get a balcony. And the XL Sea Terraces are huge. They got a separate toilet, and they are more expensive. But I think if I had the choice, the Rockstars are a little bit too expensive for me personally, says the person that recently got the presidential suite. That's not happening again. That was a 50th birthday gift. I don't do suites. But I think the the XL Sea Terrace is a really nice cabin. They got a separate toilet in a balcony. It's pretty huge, but they are quite a bit more expensive. Anyway, so a Sea Terrace is there, and the price will include gratuities, Wi-Fi. It includes all your sodas and waters. It includes a lot. You have to look at what is included with those cabins. Now, I recently did a video on all the cabins. We went on a Virgin cruise, just a 2-day cruise. It was to show off the new ship, Resilient Lady. And we got, luckily, to tour all the different cabins. So I put a video out that I'll put in the comments on here, in my placeholder at the end, where you can tour all the different cabins on Virgin and see them. So it's a fun one to watch because it's the cabins are interesting. Cabins are interesting. Anyways, that's that. Placeholders on Virgin. All right, this is really bad edit because I bought this new camera. It's a Sony camera for these videos, and I'm finding out that the battery is incredibly not good time-wise. So it keeps dying on me. So luckily, this is my tip, so it doesn't matter. So a really bad edit, but we're going to talk about these, boom, and then we're going to move on. So I don't know if you saw these, and I don't even know where I'm going to edit this, but they were at the front of my desk. I could be duplicating all that. I don't know because I got to edit when I'm done. But it's in my head what I'm doing. So why are these here? This is simple. If you are cruising and your cruise director... Oh, and by the way, you know when I talked earlier about the comedians and the piano bar players? Search cruise director schedule. There's an Airtable, and there's also several websites that have the current cruise director schedule on there, so you can see who your cruise director is going to be on your upcoming cruise. If it's in the next 6 months or so, typically you can see it. If you are lucky enough to have either Joey Boys or Andy Entertainment as your cruise director, right, who are both wonderful people, very funny, very English. They're from the north, so they're not quite as intelligent as me because I'm from the south. And you can tell them that if you talk to them. So I talked to the suit guy. He said, you're a northerner, so you're not quite as intelligent as he is because he's a southerner. You will get the appropriate reaction of, I'm a northerner. I'm stupid. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, southerners, better than northerners. It's true. Ask them and see what happens. Bring them one of these. Bring them some Yorkshire tea. Right? Yorkshire. Here for Yorkshire tea. You want your Yorkshire tea? Yeah. Right. We get your Yorkshire tea. You get me hobnobs. Hobnobs. Chocolate-covered hobnobs. Not plain hobnobs. Chocolate-covered hobnobs. So Yorkshire and hobnobs. These are chocolate digestives. Now, these are a lot more for southerners. So, because we're more eloquent than they are, and these are clearly better. So, get them these and say, these from soft southern, you know what. And they'll could complete the sentence. Say this, soft southern, what's the next word that comes that northerners call us southerners? And southerners is basically anything below Watford Gap. They'll know. So southerners, northerners. Now, if you bring these for them on the cruise ship, tell them from me, I said they will give you a ship on a stick. And see what happens. That ain't going to happen. But yeah, seriously, if you want to make them happy, bring them that. And there's always English Fun Squad members on board. So even if you don't have Andy Entertainment or Joey, I would recommend bringing these on board, find an English Fun Squad member, and give them, well, definitely give these, and Northern Southern. Much better. Don't tell a Northerner that. Remember, Northerners, oh, I'm from the North. It's like in Game of Thrones. Ned Stark, Joffrey. I'm Joffrey. Ned Stark died first. If you'd like to subscribe to this wonderful channel, please hit the button. Send me your tips and I will gladly read them, but no, I do not read them in advance. I react as I read them on camera. Can be dangerous, especially if I know you. I'm nicer on people I don't know. The more I get to know you, the more brutal I can be. Honestly brutal, fairly brutal. I'm brutal with myself sometimes. If you have any questions, my email is coming up, but it's cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com, and I will do my best to get the answers. If I don't know the answer, I will get it for you. And with that, I will see you later, Cruising World. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll get notifications when new videos come out. And don't forget, click on the links to the left and right of me. You can watch playlists, new video suggestions, and more. Any questions? Email me, cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. And don't forget, I'm a travel agent. Email for help.